Okay, now in this video, we will discuss the points of discontinuity of the function box x. In the previous video, I've shown you how the graph looks like. So just for your convenience sake, I have drawn only a portion of the graph here. So this is the graph of box x, and one important concept we will need to calculate the discontinuity of box x. Uh, uh, I hope you remember this, that if you have a constant function, say a function fx has a constant value k in some interval, say ab, then if I want to calculate the limit, say left hand limit of the function as x tends to c from the left, where c lies between a and b, then that value is k. Because the function has a constant value k, so when you calculate the left hand limit, it is actually independent of whether x is tending towards c from the left or right. So the right hand limit also, that is as x tends to c from the right, fx will also be k. That is, in other words, the limit, since left hand limit equal to right hand limit, limit x tends to c of the function will be equal to k, because this is a constant function always having the value k. So we are going to use this concept here. Why? Because you know that in each of these intervals 0, 1 or 1, 2, the function box x behaves as a constant function. Now to check the points of discontinuity of box x. Now we will do this in two different parts. The first part, suppose I name number it a. Here we will check the continuity or discontinuity of the function at all non-integral values of x. That means let x equal to c, where c is not an integer. For example, our c can be like, I want to check the continuity, say at 1.5. Let me take an example so it will be easy to understand. So I want to find out whether this box x function is continuous at x equal to 1.5 or not. So at the point c, where c is non-integer. So that means this 1.5 is somewhere here. This is my 1.5. So now if I want to check the left hand limit. So left hand limit will be limit x tends to 1.5 from the left of box x. Now let us see what is this value. X tends to 1.5 from the left. That means x is somewhere here. That is, it is to the left of 1.5 and very close to 1.5. And for this value of x, that is 1.5, that is a little less than 1.5, you can see the functional value is 1. This is 1. This is 1. Okay, so since this is a constant function having the constant value 1, so the left hand limit as x tends to 1.5 from the left will be equal to 1. So that means 1 can be written as box 1.5. Now let us see the right hand limit. The right hand limit is limit x tends to 1.5 from the right of the function box x. So this time my x is here. That is, it is slightly greater than 1.5, approaching 1.5 from the right. So again, for this value, you see the functional value is again constant k, which is 1 here. So again, you see the value of the limit is 1, which is 1.5. So now if I want to generalize this because I have shown this with a particular example where c is 1.5. So suppose now c is any non-integral value like 1.5 or 0.5 or 2.5 or 2.2 or 1.7, anything like this. There we see that left hand limit equal to right hand limit equal to limit x tends to c box x is nothing but box C. That is exactly what we saw here. When we took C 1.5, left hand limit is box 1.5. When we took right hand limit also for 1.5 is box 1.5. So now if we generalize this, instead of 1.5, we take any non-integer value C, then limit, left hand limit will be equal to right hand limit, as we have seen here, and hence the limit exists, and the value of the limit is what? Box C, which is also equal to the value of the function at C, which is box C is the value of the function at C. So you know that that is the definition of continuity. If left hand limit equal to right hand limit equal to uh, the value of the function of the function at C, then that implies that the function is continuous at C. Here left hand limit, right hand limit, of course, we are talking at C. So that means we see what is the conclusion here. Finally, the conclusion is that, so the final conclusion is, therefore, box X is continuous at all non-integral values of X. So this is the final conclusion. Now we go to the part 2. That is, we want to check whether box X is continuous or not at the integral values. Now again I will take one example. Suppose, so this time let C be an integer. Say for example, let us take C equal to say 2. Now we want to check first what is the left hand limit and right hand limit. So first let us check what is the left hand limit. So left hand limit will be limit of box X as X tends to 2 from the left. Now let us see what is happening here. X tends to 2 from the left. That means what is the value of X? Value of X is somewhere here. That is to the left of 2 but very close to 2. So in that case you see the value of the function box X is still 1. So constant function there, it is 1. So the value of this limit will be 1. Now let us see what is happening in case of right hand limit. Right hand limit will be limit X tends to 2 from the right of box X. Now this time, where is my X? This time my X is somewhere here. That is, it is to the right of 2 but very close to 2. Now as soon as you go to the right of 2, now something else happens. And what is that? Now you know, now you from the graph, I haven't drawn that part. Now you know that for this interval, that is 2 to 3, the value of the function becomes 2. This value is 2. So now what happens? See, X has a value slightly greater than 2. That means this time it falls to the next interval. So there the functional value, the value of the function is constant at 2. So when we calculate the right hand limit, the right hand limit comes out to be 2. So here we have this as 2. So that means if I generalize this result, that is for any integer C, therefore if I want to generalize, generally left hand limit is limit x tends to c from the left box x is equal to, here you have seen when you have taken 2 you have got you got 1 here, right? So that means this becomes c minus 1. So I'm just generalizing this result over here. So when I've taken 2, I've got 1. If I take 1 here, I'll get 0. If I take 3 here, I'll get 2. So if I take c here, that is for the left hand limit, then it becomes c minus 1. And what happens to the right hand limit? Let's see. Right hand limit is limit x tends to c from the right box x. Now, for example, here you saw when x tends to 2 from the right, that is right hand limit, the value is 2. That is, this value comes over here. If you take 3, it will be 3. If you take 1, no. So, generally speaking, this is C. So, what do we see here? Here we see that left hand limit and right hand limits are not equal. So, that means the conclusion here is box X is discontinuous at all integral values of x. So, regarding continuity of box X, we see that it is continuous at all non-integral values and it is discontinuous at all integral values. So, actually, I generalized this portion, this right-hand limit portion. I have done the generalization here. Left-hand limit generalization is here. So this is how analytically we saw continuity, discontinuity of box X. Now, if you look at the graph also, then also you get an intuitive idea about the continuity, discontinuity of box X, because here see in the graph itself, if you look at it carefully, you will see that at 1 here, you can see there is a jump discontinuity. Again, at the value 2 over here, there is a jump discontinuity. Again, if you check for even at 0 also, you see this is the jump discontinuity. So this way this continues for this portion of the graph. Let me draw this portion. This is minus 1. This is minus 1. So again you see so sorry, 0, this is the jump discontinuity. This is the jump discontinuity. So, so at every integral values, you see there is a discontinuity. So it is evident from the graph itself. You can see there is a jump at every integer. From 0, it is going like from 0, it is going 1. The value of the function is 1, 1, 1. As soon as it reaches 1, it jumps to the value 1. Then again, as it reaches 2, it jumps to the value 2. So from the graph, you can see the discontinuous points are only the integral points. So I hope this continuity, discontinuity is clear to you from this video, and I hope it helps. Okay, thank you very much.